Welcome to Projects in iOS from Edgionics. My name is Brett. We're going to start off by getting the charts application. And I am going to, you can actually type in Daniel Gindy and you can do GitHub because that's where this is located and hit enter. And then you'll get something like this, Daniel Gindy charts, which is on GitHub. So I'm going to click here. And this is the application that we want to use. What you can do is download the zip file of this program. So over here you have clone and download. You can download a zip of this. You get the zip on your desktop, then unzip it. And now we're going to see what that looks like. Okay, so this is the charts master that I've unzipped. What we're going to do is there's a folder called charts. We're going to use this charts project. We're going to drop it into our project, and that's going to create a reference to the charts application. So what we're going to do now is create our project in Xcode. Then we're going to integrate with this charts project as well. So in Xcode, I'm going to do new and then project. What we're going to do is create a tabbed project, and I am just going to call this finance PL. It's going to be Swift, the language. We're going to be universal, and I'll give this a location. So I'll just choose this location. All right, now I've got my project created, and what I want to do is drag in that project from the zip. So I'm going to bring up Finder, just kind of shrink this down a little bit. So here's the project file, and I'm going to drag that over here. Now you'll notice I've got a full project reference, so I can click and open this, and there's the complete reference. And what I want to do now is click on my project, which I'm calling Finance PL, and I'm going to see if I can drag this over a little bit. I guess not. What I want to do is click on Targets, and let's see, go down to where it has embedded binaries. And I'm going to click the plus. So this right here is kind of cramping it a little bit. Targets is going to be in this left pane over here, and there's just going to be the one, which is also going to be called the name of my app. And then I'm on the general tab of the target, so I'll click the plus. So you'll notice several things happen here, several things open up. What I want is charts. I can just choose it right here. You can see I've got two charts projects in here. That's fine. I'm just going to choose the one that's under my app here. I want the iOS framework, not any of these others. I'll click Add. We also get the linked framework. Now what I want to do is build, make sure everything is building okay and without any problems. Okay, so this is building, build succeeded. Now we're going to actually add a little bit of code so we can see this work. Make sure everything is working okay. So I'm going to go into my first scene, my first view. I'm going to look for a view in the objects library. And let's see, it'll be down at the bottom. Just want a regular view, this one here. So what I'm doing is actually going to test to make sure my charts are wired up and they're ready to go. Now, there's a few things I want to change here. We know we have three different scenes. We have the overview, the transactions, and the ads scene. So I'm just going to change these. We have overview, and I am going to change it here as well. Overview. This one can be transactions or transaction. I'm going to copy this. Add that there, and we need another view controller, so I need to add a file for that view controller that we're about to add. So this is going to be Cocoa Touch, and I want a UI view controller. This is going to be add view controller. Next, create. I'll just drag that here. And we can drag a view controller underneath this tab controller. So I'll scroll to the top and we have our view controller here. So I'll just drop that. And what I want to do is click this view controller icon and I'm going to associate this to our class, which is for the Add View Controller. So let's see, we have the Add View Controller. We want to change these names so they'll match. We don't have a second view controller anymore. This is going to be the Transaction View Controller. And let's see here, I want to change the name of this to something more meaningful. So I'm in the Identity Inspector. Actually, it's the Attributes Inspector. I'm going to call this Transaction. I'll go to the first scene, and I can call this Overview. So that's in the Attributes Inspector. All right, so we have this scene here, or this view, and you'll notice it's highlighted here. I should be able to associate this with a chart view, or actually a line chart view. And if I go over here into my Identity Inspector, you'll notice I've got the class association. I'm going to do line chart view. So that is associated now. I'm going to connect it into my view controller. So let's see here. This is, I think I have to compile this so everything gets associated. I'm going to go ahead and build. All right. And let's see, it's still not doing anything. So I'll just manually go and find it. There we are. So I'm going to control drag. Let's see here, control drag. That's not working. So if I look, make sure. So this hasn't been updated yet is the problem. I'm going to go into Overview here and close this. Now I should be able to drag from here to here. I'm just going to call this Line Chart View. So now we have a reference to it. And let's see, what is this complaining about? Undeclared line chart view. We need to import charts. Right there. So I am in my Overview controller, and I am going to build. Now what we're going to do is next we're going to grab some code from the GitHub website, some of the simple code. We're going to put it in and actually get these charts, or this chart, up and running, and we'll go from there and continue building out the application.